All right, so good afternoon. Sorry for the delayed start. Right, I noticed that we are few in number, but I wouldn't want that to hinder the session in any way possible. So given that we have already advertised the session, we had made students aware, but as I always say, students know where their priorities are. So could be that students are at other clubs, they're doing other assignments, or attending to other matters of importance or relevance. But nonetheless, employment still goes on. And so not to keep us waiting any longer, and as I can imagine, other persons will join in due time. Right, so I don't expect us to be long. Session is usually 3 to 4, but given that we are just starting at about 3:32, I'm sure we can wrap up by the latest 4:15, thereabouts. And yes, so we're just going to go jump into it. Our speaker, presenter needs no introduction. He is no stranger to employment, and he is no stranger to career placement, and he's certainly no stranger to UTech. And so I speak of the person, Mr. Osby Gale, lecturer here in the School of Business Administration, SOBO, in the College of Business and Management. Among other things, he is a HR professional, he's a motivational speaker, a creative, and as they'd say, a jack of all trades. And I'm sure as best as he can with his capacity, he aims to master them all. So without further ado, I now invite Mr. Osby Gale to take the platform for the remainder of our session.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Matthew Francis, for introducing me, as well as welcome back to work. I understand you were on leave, so welcome back, sir. And let me take the opportunity to welcome everybody to the session, which is part 2, as most persons would be aware that part 2 happened the week before. Before I go further, let me just ask, may I confirm that persons are hearing me? Okay, great. So let me take the opportunity to welcome, this is Amisha Ferguson to the session. Let me get a shout out from Amisha.
Hey. Good evening.
Okay, are you hearing me? Let me say welcome.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. And everybody else at the Department of Student Services, as well as Matthew, welcome to the session again, as well as I have somebody close by where the office I'm presenting from in terms of Mishka Palmer. Welcome, Mishka Palmer. She's close by listening on to the session as well. So let us jump straight into it. As you are aware that this is part 2. Part 1, I'm just recapping a few things and then jump right into it. So part 1, we looked at making your brand, your personal brand, get noticed, networking, and the way forward, some things to be done. And I had a section, talk to me, and you asked me a series of questions. And if persons were there, you'd have realized it was a dynamic session. It went way over the time because it was really good and persons have questions about networking. So the structure for today, how I'm going to do it is I'm going to just give a few recap slides of what we did in part 1. And then I'm going to go straight into part 2. You're going to see the objectives shortly. And I would prefer if I use the bulk of the session for question and answer. I had asked the persons for their email the last time, and I still have it, and I think I may still have to send the email out. As part of today, I'd asked persons to send me their email so I can send them something. The time did not allow me to do so, so I'd never worry to do that. As I said, it's enough to capture it in today's session. So let me jump in. So I still maintain the slogan that I am a world-class brand. I have something to give and receive. I network to increase my net worth. So remember what we've been saying from week before last and in part 1. You are a world-class individual, and I want everybody to start embrace that. And throughout my time as a motivational speaker, as well as a lecturer and musician and poet, I find too many people are still not embracing their world-classness, and especially when it comes down to their brand. And I remember telling persons, you are a unique brand, and it's full time that we all embrace our brand of personality and all of that. So I'm a world-class brand. I have something to give. You always have something to give in this life. And how the world is set up, certainly from a spiritual point of view, is that giving and receiving is the flip side of the same coin. And I said that in part 1. And I'm repeating it right now. So if you have something to give, highly likely you should be able to receive something in exchange. Therefore, this whole concept of networking is simply the bridge that we link to the givers and the receivers. And therefore, by way of doing so, we increase our net worth. And net worth could mean here financial capital, social capital, and many other capitals. So when I say throughout the session, and the slogan is, I want us to repeat, I am a world-class brand. I have something to give and receive. I network to increase my net worth. So let me do a dress rehearsal. And the slogan is,
I am a world-class brand. I have something to give and receive. I network to increase my net worth.
I was not convinced by you all a while ago. And the slogan is,
I am a world-class
I
brand.
am a world-class brand. I have something to give and receive. I network to increase my net worth.
I believe you're 50%. If I see you on road selling anything or doing anything, I would not stop, because I would not be convinced that you are having. And that don't necessarily mean shouting and loud. It's about the confidence. It's about that oomph factor. It's about that X factor, or we can even call it the N factor, the networking factor. So one more time, convincingly without shouting. And the slogan is,
I am a world-class brand. I have something to give
Need to give
and receive. I network to increase my net worth.
All right, there we go, a little better. So just a recap of what we did in part 1. So I created a good bridge between part 1 and part 2. In making your brand, I reminded everybody that a brand is a name, a term, a design, a symbol, or any other feature that identifies one seller's goods or services as distinct from those of other sellers. And I also mentioned why are brands important. They are used in business, marketing, and advertising to sell whatever you're selling. It is also used as an embodiment of the organization, and it is used to distinguish our products, and it is used as a communication tool. So this is what I mentioned. Also, and of course, I would have talked quite a bit about that. So anybody who is here and have not gotten access to part 1, I believe it is recorded, so you can get access to it. And then I went straight into your personal brand. And your personal brand, I said to everybody, is the set of all your features, your attributes, and overall characteristics of a person that has an emotional connection with people. And I spent some time week before last, Matthew, you were not here for that session, but it was brilliant communicating with this notion of, if you really want to connect with people, remember, it needs to be an emotional connection with people. Remember, as I said week before last, people may not remember all the things you say to them, but they will never forget the way you made them feel. Let me just confirm that. Matthew, would you agree? You may forget some of the words that people say, but the effects of the words, you will never forget how somebody made you feel. Would you agree, Matthew?
Yes, definitely.
Amisha, would you agree that you're more likely to remember how I made you feel than all the bag of words I used during the day? Would you agree, Amisha?
Yeah, I would.
You would agree?
Yeah.
Check with the person there by me. Mishka, would you agree that if I say a bag of words to you, you will remember some of them, but the way you feel, you will never forget the words and how I made you feel. Would you agree? if you agree to that, what you're talking about without using the words emotional connection, that's what you're talking about. And people all over the world are always craving for an emotional connection with people, because that's what builds you as well as draws you to another person. Therefore, a few examples of such personal touch, an entry point to this emotional connection would be your personality. If you have a winning personality, your level of education can do it, or it can be your skill set. So for example, I mentioned I went to UTech, I went to Leeds, I went to UWI. Therefore, all of that is a part of my brand too. My features, your abilities, your talents, your motivation, your soft skills, your values, the way you dress, the way you do your hair. People will remember their skin, how you look and how you made them feel. Know how, your know-how, your level of wealth, even that, people will look at you and they look at your vehicle and they start to size you up and start to make notes about you and start to create a whole personality in their mind about you by just the way you dress. So all of that constitutes your personal brand. And I did say to everybody, don't just put on any piece of clothes out the house, because if you're interested in your brand, because all of you represents your brand. And if you're going to network, you have to remember that people look at the visual to get to the emotional and the personal. Before I get to know you, I will remember how you look. And therefore, for some persons, for branding, sure, how something looks is very important. And I remember saying to you, I am sure when you see an X6 on the road, you don't have to ask if it's an X6. You just know it looks completely different from the average car on the street. Why? Because of its features. And you rarely would see a BMW X6 just hanging out, just parking the corner with no owner in some bush. No. It's the brand. So it looks a certain way. It's parked a certain way. And also the brand communicates to you how you must treat it. So you just know you must not go and just lean up on an X6. You just know. No, you don't have to write it on it. You just know. And I wanted to use it as a metaphor for your own personal brand as well. So then I spoke about getting noticed. Then having understood the brand and understand what emotional connection is, I said, get noticed, which is about you must make a positive emotional connection with people, impact people in a profound way, and let them remember you. And I don't remember the name right now, but there was a musician that put two persons on the spot to come on camera. There was one a musician and one a hairdresser and nail and technician and all of that. And they made an emotional connection by simply just coming on video and just speak. So let people remember you. Let your brand speak so loudly that they will call you and pay you to deliver your brand. Let your brand speak so loudly that you don't have to say much words. Give a business card as a symbol of your connection. Be emotionally intelligent. And I say develop a simple elevator pitch of about 30 seconds. That is even way too long. 10 seconds, that is even too long, to simply communicate who you are and to introduce yourself. And I said to you, this is how I define myself at point number 9 on screen. I am Ozugil. I help people transform their lives and become a better version of themselves. The moment I say that, I have not said I'm a lecturer and I'm a poet and I'm a motivational speaker and I sing, I'm a recording artist. I haven't said all of that. All I do know, I help people transform their lives and become a better version of themselves. When they ask me what I do, then I use the opportunity to say I teach, I'm a motivational speaker and all that stuff. And I encourage people to get a pitch of their own. And then the networking part of it it was about networking is the process of leveraging tacit know-how, expertise, social capital, influence, and power, which otherwise would not be available to you. Let's just delve into that again. Networking is a process. So it's not a one-hit wonder, 2-day wonder. It's something that you build, grow like any other relationship, and you need to nurture. And it is about leveraging or leverage. By leverage, I mean how you can harness it so that you package it and you get something positive from it. And this notion of tacit knowledge is about the knowledge you have in your head. That is so much information you know, and you have. And it's about your expertise and your social capital. And I already explained social capital, but let's just a recap. Social capital is any benefits you derive from your wider social circle. So if your mother knows somebody, or somebody knows somebody who allows you to benefit from something, or reduce the cost to you or the burden for you, it is social capital. And the influence, and these days, we have people who are outright influencers. And therefore, there are some people who, as much as we want equality and equity in the entire world, remember that some of us have more power and status than other persons. And therefore, it is the power and status that one call can get you where you want to go. And let me ask Amisha. Amisha,
Yes.
have you ever watched the TV series Shark Tank?
Haven't.
Have you? I'm not sure if I.
No, I haven't.
No, it is something I believe it is online. It may be something that you may want to get access to. Matthew, have you watched Shark Tank?
No, I never have. I'm
Okay.
aware of the show though.
You're aware of the show. Let me ask, Mishka, have you ever watched Shark Tank? No. All right, let me just quickly tell you the gist of it. And I'm heading towards something. So Shark Tank is an American program that has entrepreneurs who have their ideas to come and make a pitch. And it's about five wealthy. At any one point, there's a session organized with 5 to 6 or sometimes 7 entrepreneurs who are wealthy and have the network and the connection. One phone call they make can get you in the door and get all your products in the store. So people come with their ideas, and the people come, interestingly, put their brand or product or service, and the aim is to get finances for it. But it's not only the finance. And the point I want to make you, they are the bridge, because if they say you're good, you are darn good. So sometimes what they do is to coach a person, mentor the person, help you to develop the brand. And then what they do, because they use their network, because they know so many supermarket chains. Say you are doing a new brand of water, because they take you on and mentor you, and they say they want 20% equity or ownership in your business. Then because of their network, they can get the water in all the American stores. Come on. If you can get all your water in all the major food chain, wouldn't you say, Amisha, that is something big?
Yeah.
Of course, because if you go to Mega Mart, go there with your water, the people might not even meet with you. The first thing they're like, who are you? I must meet. No, man, they're not coming outside to meet with you. So, Mishka, they're not coming outside to talk to you about hair and nails. However, if one of the Shark Tank person call them and say, Amisha good, argument done. If they say Mishka good, argument done. All your products immediately. And therefore, I want you to understand the power of influence and social capital and leveraging and tacit knowledge and expertise and being an influencer. In other words, you would not have otherwise gotten your products in the supermarket chain outside of knowing those Shark Tanks, because they're really powerful in terms of knowing. And remember, they would have grown their own network. So therefore, it is along that line. So it is not what you know, is who you know sometimes. Sometimes it's not who you know, is really what you know at times. As well as you don't need to know everything in the world. I reminded everybody in the last session. What you do need is to know many people who know many things. That's what you need to know. And therefore, they will get you where you need to go on that bridge. So if you are into accounting, or if you're into hair, like Mishka is hair, fashion, nails, let me just check. Amisha, what are you in? What is your area of expertise or area or potential interest? Amisha.
To be honest, I still haven't.
I'm not hearing that clearly.
I still haven't discovered what that is yet.
All right. What is it? What is it likely to be, even if it changes? Just a feel, even a feel of study. What are you studying right now, if you're studying?
Chemistry.
Repeat.
Forensic chemistry.
Can somebody pronounce it properly? I'm not hearing it. Your mic is a bit blurred.
Forensic chemistry.
Okay, forensic chemistry. Exactly. If you want to get into that field, so for example, one of the first things you need to do, you need to know one of the best forensic chemists in Jamaica or the world and make connection with them, or places that do that. You just need to know the best of the best in the field, and once it be a part of their network, they will it will lend itself to you meeting other people, and you may even get a foot in the door, as I described the last time. So you can even determine, Amisha, if forensics is really your thing, because sometimes you just have to step out there and do things, and then by doing it, you realize, darn, I love this, or no, this is not for me. So even a mistake can lead you to where you want to go, because it could inform you that, nah, this is not for me, and then it at least direct you to where you go. Similarly for Mishka's here, hair, nail, fashion, and the works of that. Then she needs to meet a few persons who are really good in that, and immediately she can get cost reduction, cheer, everything that she needs. So it is in that context I want you to understand it. So if you're into accounting or here or forensic, who will show you? You need to connect to some people who will show you the works, the workshop and their network, which will have the potential to lead you into your network. In other words, you start building your own brand and you create other network for yourself and others. In Jamaica, we call it links. So what I'm saying is not new. We call it links, but actually there's a whole field called networking. So that's what I'm saying. So networking as a part of this, and I introduce persons to the concept of 6 degrees of separation. The concept is that we are always separated to anything we want, or any person we want, more specifically, by 6 people, if you really sit down and analyze where you're trying to go and how many persons that are in between. So in other words, say it more simply, if you really want, the example I used the last time is the Prime Minister. If you want to reach the Prime Minister, the Honorable Andrew Holness, if you analyze your social circle carefully, you should discover that within 6 key persons, if you analyze it carefully, you can reach the Honorable Andrew Holness by 6 persons. Following me so far, Amisha? Amisha?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, following me so far, Mishka? All right, so I use myself as an example. If I wanted to reach the Honorable Prime Minister for something that I care about, that I think he can help me with, within 3 or 4 persons I can get to. For example, a friend of mine teaches at the school that his sons go to. So I'm not going to reveal, I'm just letting you know. So the friend that I know is one person. The friend teaches at the school. She might not know, and she might find it uncomfortable to ask the kid to talk to his father because he's minor, but she could try to get that by, he would have to come at the consultation at some point, or the graduation at some point. Following me so far, Mishka? Yeah, but she could simply talk to the principal because the principal knows the Prime Minister. So to get to Andrew Holness, my friend will talk to the principal talk to the Honorable Andrew Holness. Within 3 persons, I can get to the Honorable Andrew Holness if I wanted to, but I have no business at this time to talk to you. Did you get that, Amisha?
Yes, I did.
So most times we know many people and we can connect to people, but you have never really sat down and analyzed that your mother knows somebody at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs who has to meet with the Prime Minister every week to give him a press briefing. If you analyze it, you just leave your mother, and your mother is just working at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But you have never really analyzed who she really knows. And that's what I'm talking about. Did you get that, Mishka? Within 4, if you really think, even Donald Trump, if you really want to talk to Donald Trump right now, within 6 persons, if you analyze all the people you know, you realize you can get to Donald Trump within 6 persons. So therefore, the concept 6 degrees of separation. You are separated by anybody you want in the world by 6 key people, and you really need to analyze your social circle, that there are 6 people you know that you probably don't even know you know that can reach you. And therefore, we call that social capital, which is the set of benefits derived from your network. So because you know me or know of me, Amelia, you can get certain benefits because Matthew, if Matthew needs to get a workshop done for somebody and all of that, Matthew can call me, because if you try to call me, but I'm not going to answer the phone. I see strange number. I'm not going to answer. But if I see Matthew, if Matthew calls and says, go and do that workshop for X, I just go. I don't need to know who we're going to. Matthew says so. Argument done. Mishka say knows me. So from Mishka say go do it. Then I don't even know the people again. I know, it's as if I know. I'm going to start behaving as if I know them. Of course, I know them through Mishka. I know them through Amisha. I know them through Matthew. And therefore, all the benefits that, some of the benefits that Mishka would have derived from the people, they pass on to me. And as soon as they get to know me as well, they're going to start giving me the benefits. Just in case I get even closer to them than Mishka did, before you know it, it's a wider network. So it's me, you, Amelia, Mishka, Matthew, and the works. Go on. So this is what we're talking about. So the way forward I mentioned last time was to increase your network, look at your alumni network, and I also spoke about the KC Old Boy. They have an excellent network. Their concept is no KC Old Boy should be out of a job. No, that's good networking. LinkedIn, attend conferences, volunteerism, social capital, student organization, and you must start developing some business connection. And I said to make a comprehensive list of everybody you know, family, friends, neighbors, classmates, professors, present and former colleagues, and assess it. And it is in that context that I say the next session, we'll do it a little bit more practical. So therefore, that's where we're headed. And I thought I'll give you the bridge. So good networking leads to social capital. Social capital leads to influence, and influence leads to power. And I don't have to tell you that power leads to, well, a whole heap of things. So the question becomes, what do you have to offer? And therefore, when you find out what you have to offer, because everybody has something to offer, therefore, networking provides that market, if I may call it, or an avenue or a bridge that it is used for an exchange. So just a reminder as well, networking in terms of your brand is strategy, your logo, your marketing tool, your advertising tools, your identity. Trust can become a vital tool for you, part of your brand, as well as your designs and the value you bring, not only monetary value. So the slogan is,
I am a world-class brand. I have something to give and receive. I network to increase my network.
There we go. So it is in that context that part 2 was born. So what we're talking about today is networking, being practical, making it practical, because I did promise a next session, make it practical, and the first part will be practical. Networking opportunities, I need to say that, talk about networking opportunities. Networking online, I did say we need to talk about that because since COVID, networking has gone online, because face-to-face you'd have met people, and the last session I started to talk to people, and a few persons asked me about, if you're shy, then how do you meet people? And I gave up quite a bit of strategies how to deal with that. And then I thought point number 4 is where I needed to spend most of it, where the question and answer, rather than me talking for most of the session. So networking, being practical, just showing you some things you can do to look at your network, then some networking opportunities. How do you do it online? And then allow you to ask some questions. So, and the slogan is,
I'm a world-class brand. I have something to give, I receive, a network
to increase
my network.
All right. So let us just get practical. So networking, being practical. This is how I want to get to point number 3, your network analysis. But before that, I want to just tell you some things building from the last session when persons were talking about they're shy, and I gave some strategies. Amisha, honestly, I would like to tell you it is something that point number 1, that you should learn to accept the answers of yes and no. I want you to develop the competence to start accepting these 2 answers and comfortably accepting both. And I said, and same thing with Matthew, same thing with Mishka. In networking and in life, it's very important that you know that you're not going to always get what you want. Would you agree, Amisha?
Yes, I agree.
Matthew, do you agree that no matter how nice you are and wonderful you are, no matter how your hair look good, there's some human when they want to have nothing to do with you. No matter how, even when it is in their best interest to do so. Would you agree? Nothing wrong with you.
So
Nothing
true.
wrong with them. But them just is either the spirit not take, or them not ready for them spirit take you yet, or you don't know
True,
what,
true.
but you're trying to be somebody's friend and them I do everything for say me no nothing to do with you. And even if you go up to them and ask them, how when me do you, they will tell you nothing. So why am I trying? Me don't, they will tell you, me don't know. Tell me no, Matthew, when somebody look to your face and say, I don't know why I don't like you. Tell me no, Matthew, that's not concerning.
Yes, very concerning.
Yes, you're trying to fix it
Because
to say,
then what's the point of wasting all that emotional energy?
exactly. So you're trying to do it. I said, I must start with in networking. Don't assume that you approaching persons to be a part of their network and you yourself do the flip side. You already know that there's some people you're not letting into your circle. Would you agree about that, Matthew? So we have to turn it around from the other side too. No matter how good they are, not even Kim Kardashian, Matthew, no matter what Kim Kardashian comes with, you may not let in her circle. Yes, stay over there, so and me stay over there, so but me and not sit down and have coffee. Would you agree, Matthew?
Right. So
Exactly. Would you agree, Mishka? But even you're into fashion, so you and Kim Kardashian can have one whole heap of things. But even though it is, you may not want to talk to her. Beyonce come now, maybe you talk to Beyonce. So I wanted to everybody to really start to accept, and it is something that I had to face. I do not like when people tell me no. Matthew, would you agree? You know, like when you want something and you ask people, and you know, see one reason why you shouldn't get it, and you use because you're a nice person. People tell you no, and it crushes your emotion. Would you agree, Matthew, that when people tell you no, it's a little, you feel away in Jamaica when you don't want
yes,
to
rightly so.
explain, you don't want to explain yourself fully, or you can't explain all the emotions you're feeling. You kind of feel away. You come to me and ask me to write one reference. I'm a well know you, I don't write it, and you kind of feel away. And every time you see me for the rest of life, you say that little bitch, that little brute, never write the, and there was no benefit to me not writing it. Come because I well and write the reference. Would you agree that you'll feel away, Mishka, that you know the person could well and say yes, and then just say no, and you can't figure out, and you never do them nothing yet. So I wanted to start accepting no as a complete sentence, both when you are the recipient of the no, as well as you are the giver of the no, that you tell people, no, I don't want to be a part of it, or not this time, or clear yes. When people say yes, you're not caught off guard. Like some people meet me and they come to talk to me, and when they tried leaps and bounds to reach me and to talk to me, and when they come close, they're shocked like, oh my God, he spoke to me. Oh my God, after you try find me, tell me no, Mishka, after you try pursue me to the T, and then when you reach up to me now, you're shy, and how would you feel, Mishka? The person pursue you. They say they like your flavor, they like you. And then when they come up, they're shy, and oh my God, they never expect that you would talk to them. How would you feel now? Imagine the person standing in front of you now, Freddy, and all of that, and you pursue to talk to me. How do you feel, Mishka? Go ahead. How do you feel? You'll feel bad. How do you feel, Amisha? The person pursue you, and now they're standing in front of you, they're shy, no one talk to you, no waste your time. How you don't feel?
I feel like I could be understanding because I'm an introvert, so I know how it works.
Oh, you're one lexical one. Oh, so you would understand. But remember, not everybody will understand. For some person, if you're meeting an extrovert, as far as I'm concerned, you're wasting my time. Because I stopped to talk to you, and you spend the last 20 seconds being all emotional and feeling shy, and I tell me about, oh my God, you can't believe me talk to you. Like, seriously, I mean, talking to you, you can't believe I'm talking to you. Come on. But I'm happy for that perspective, Amisha, that you said you would understand, because being an introvert, you know, you were a trial and error, and you put your foot in the water and it was accepted. You need moments to collect yourself. But remember, the person you're trying to reach to may not appreciate it because they're busy, and you should have glad me even give you the time of day. So you shy. They want to tell you, if you look here, go unshy yourself and come back to me. Coming down the time to sit on yourself waste. Would you agree that that is a kind of a form of a no, Amisha?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, and you might like, oh gosh, couldn't they just understand that me shy and like me that make me, you know how much courage you take out of me to come talk to you and all of that. So I want you to start get comfortable with the words yes and no, because when you're meeting people and you're out and you go to a conference or you're at a hair conference or you're at a forensic conference or Matthew, you're just at a conference and you walk up to a speaker that you think can assist you get to where you are going and they just say no flatly, you don't feel crushed. You just see it as, okay, they might just not be the person for you at this time. So because it can be crushing for somebody to tell you no. And therefore, it lends itself to point number 2 is about getting over your shy syndrome, meaning start giving it up a bit, especially Amisha. You said you're introvert, and introverts are not necessarily shy persons. It's just that they don't get their energy from the buzz and the excitement of,
Right.
of the unit of external environment. So you're not shy. When you get comfortable, you draw your inner strength. You get your excitement and confidence from the inner, not the outer. So I want persons to think about how shy they are, whether they're introvert or extrovert, because extrovert can be shy too, depending on the conference, the situation and context. But on average, they're more likely to be the life of the party. But introverts are life of the party in their own way, right? So I want everybody to start assessing what makes them shy and take steps to reduce that shyness. Therefore, it leads to the point I really want to go to. Point number 1.3 is about network analysis. And I want you to, let me go to the next page, has it. So this is what the form I was going to send to persons. And I promised to send to them, and I'm going to still do it in probably change the format and send it. So maybe, Amisha, you should take a picture of it just in case this will not be made available, or since you're experiencing the session, you may not have the time to come back to. And Matthew can figure out how he wants to disseminate it to persons. And Mishka, you may want to take a snapshot of it. So I said, in analyzing your network, you know a lot of people, you just don't know how to do it. And clearly in the last session, persons did not know how to do it or didn't know where to start. And therefore, this is when I said, I'm going to share with them my original information, network analysis. And this is it. You all the key people assess. Last time, Amisha, were you at the last session?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so that's right. So the recap is good for you then, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. All right. Last time I told everybody they must know at least one person each major career. So for example, you're at UTech here, Amisha?
Yes, I am at UTech.
Yes, okay. Please make sure you know very well at least one lecturer very well, meaning them know you, either through your work or you got an opportunity to meet them, even an online experience. Find a way to book a consultation with them. If we switch back to physical, you do the same. And in online, make sure you have a meet with them. Meet with your lecturer who is the one that you believe that in the world of forensic, they seem to know a lot of people. They constantly talk about their experiences. So the moment I want you to be network alert. By that I mean, start when you go out, listen to people, what they say, and their keywords and their triggers for what they have that you can benefit from. So you're in a class with one of your forensic lecturers, Amisha, and you hear them, they said, when I was working with the government in the forensic lab, are you hearing that, Amisha?
Yes.
Immediately, that's just a network alert. Miss or Sir knows people in the ministry because she worked before. She's not just an academic lecturer. She has worked, she has practical experience. She works at the government lab. And therefore, she's working at the government lab. Would it be reason to suggest that she knows quite a bit of people in the field?
It would be.
Exactly. So already that is network alert. You're alert, and therefore you find a way to meet with Miss to talk about school and other things, and bluntly ask, Miss, could you meet next week, Miss? Can I meet with you and talk to you about forensic, because that is a field into. That's what I'm passionate about. And I would like to do an internship of some sort, and I would love to discuss it with you. So you can send an email, you can meet with the person and say all of that. So be network alert by listening to people. You hear another lecturer say when they were at Petrojam, they had to do that, and they have a friend who is a forensic analyst at an international location. Immediately, it should be network alert, network alert. Therefore, make sure, going back to the key point I was making, make sure in the last session, I said everybody should know one person in each major field. So let's just start with Amisha. Amisha, you need to know one major lecturer who can give you references if you need to go to any place that has to do something. You need to know one good policeman. Are you following? Are you following so far, Amisha?
Yes, I am.
You need one police. You know one police. Mishka, you need to know one police. You need to know one lawyer. You need to know one doctor. Outside of even either you make sure you have a darn good relationship with your own medical doctor because they know one whole heap of other doctors. Would you agree, Mishka? So much so, because if you just leave the relationship at they are just your medical doctor, then as far as I'm concerned, then the only interest in you is just the money. Or you come to me, me fix your problem and go off. Would you agree, Amisha, that if it doesn't develop beyond that, the only interest is you come? Am I a regular doctor? The relationship no need to go any further. Would you? Exactly. I don't need to tell you all the other doctor friends I have all over Jamaica and the world. And if you come with one issue, me not necessarily need to refer to you to the best person in Montego Bay. Me not need to tell you all of that. I don't need to tell you. Me just need to keep it at not the regular thing. You come, me a regular general practitioner, and therefore, me tell you what, I'm going to send you to one lab. Me no need to tell you the best lab. However, if you're in my network, then because me start to develop a better relationship, then me I send you to the best. I may send you to one of my friends. When I send you to my friend in Montego Bay, already my network will make you pay less money because I me refer you to that. So then already, before you go, you don't have to do no bag of talking. Are you see where I'm going, Amisha? You don't need to go no bag of talking because by you on your way, your name is there already. Are you see where we're going, Amisha?
Yeah.
One phone call, Amisha is on her way, these are condition and something. You ever hear anybody say to you, Mishka, take care of her for me? Anybody ever tell it, or you tell somebody, Amelia, Amisha, anybody ever say, you ever hear anybody say, take care of her for me?
Yeah.
Exactly, that means give her the treatment you that give me. Just set her, or they use the next word, set her up. Set her up for me. So when you reach there, when you reach to the doctor or the lecturer, all you need, you don't need to know your name, you know. I know your name now, no value right now, not much. You just need to say, Oswegale send you, Mishka send you. Amelia said I am here. I was referred to you by Amisha. Once you hear that I was referred to you by Amisha, everything excited because if you know Amisha, then you know big something that then you know what you want and all of that. Your name already reduce cost, open up a whole new opportunity for you. We just need to say, go ahead, you're saying, Mishka. You get best customer service and the works and treatment that you may even get to stay into the room in the person's office that regular client not get that. And I have benefited from that all the time. Me get the best treatment we get. Other people get regular treatment. Networking make you get the best of the best. So this is what we're talking about. In other words, money can't give you that. You couldn't get in that access and that level of result and that level of detail without paying extra for it. So therefore, Amisha, Matthew, and Mishka, it's about you must know one doctor, know one lawyer, know one somebody in a fire, know one good plumber, know one of everybody. You need to know at least one of everybody, and they become a part of your network. And therefore, that's why they have something to give you, and you have something to give as you develop as well. So Mishka, you're into hair and nails and all of that. So by virtue of that doctor, and you look at the doctor's wig and you realize, whoa, I think they could do something. You can use the opportunity to let them know you're into hair and beauty and fashion. And therefore, no, they will, before you know it, all of our doctor friends are now your clients. Same thing, before you know it, Amisha, all of the forensic person that she knows, she started to give you a set of people. Call Oswegale for that, call this one for that, and I'll give you the ropes and the addresses and all of that. I get a whole new network of persons to work with. Are you following so far, Amisha?
Yeah, I'm following.
Exactly. Following so far, Mishka? Got it, Matthew? I know you have done this session so many times before, but I've never done this part. Matthew, there?
Yes, so far so good, yes.
Exactly. So here goes. What I want you to do is to write down the key persons, and this is many ways to do it. Any field, let us start with the field that you want to go into. Amisha, you're into forensic. Mishka, you're into hair, beauty, and all of that. And therefore, you write down all the key persons. Let us go with the field that you want to go in. Write down the key people who you think can help you. And this is something you really think about. Who do I really know? How do I get to this person? And especially if you're using the 6 degrees of separation. If I really want to meet the Honorable Anjolis, who do I know? Before you know it, it starts to come, oh, a friend of mine works at the ministry. A friend of mine who I went to UTech together, their mother who I met at the graduation, they work at this, that. We do it all the time naturally. We just never analyze it like, oh, I have it on here. So, one. So, Amisha, you met me in this session. Say you get to know me, you write down Oswegale, that's an individual. The profession or the field or the area I'm in, I'm into education, I'm into music, I'm into poetry, I'm into entrepreneurship, and I'm a motivational speaker. Yeah, so it's 5 things. Write in one column, what can I give you? What can I give you? I can give you a reference. I can, this is now, you're making it personal. That's why I say, get me in the field. I can help with a book launch. If you're going to write a book, you realize I am an author. I'm into poetry. So already I have one of the best book launches ever. So I can give you the whole works, the file, the how and the what, and who to talk about what and the how. I can connect you to other persons. I am amazing with ideas. And whoever I connect you to is going to reduce your fees. Then I ask you to put a network potential on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 mean it is high, meaning I really can assist you. And 1 mean least so, I can't assist you much. So in this case, I mean, Amisha, are you there, Amisha? Just want to ensure you haven't dropped off.
Yes, I'm still here.
So therefore, you rank it on a scale of 1 to 10. How much can I add some value to you and be a part of network? In this case, I put 10 because see how many things I can give you and all of that. Now I want you to do the same thing. Okay, because you're the one writing it. Okay, what can I give Oswegale now? Given that he's in education, music, poetry, entrepreneurship, he's a motivational speaker. All right. Yeah, if him give me all of that, but me know one will for people too, me can help him with some clients. Him say I'm a motivational speaker. So the next time at my church or the next event that me going to, and they say they want a motivational speaker, then I'll give him Oswegale name because me know him good and all of that. Also, and you can start, go again. Exactly, your own events. So you can get some advice from me, you can get some savings, and you can connect me to other people as well. And you can write, how do you think I can give you? What can you give me quantitatively in terms of network potential? And therefore you can write it 5 or whatever you want to rank it as. Everybody following me so far? And then you can for network, yes or no. Am I giving, when you analyze what you can give me, what I can give you, and you look at it and you have the 2 quantitative analysis on a scale of 1 to 10, and yours 1 to 10. And then you're saying at the end of the day, is it a yes or no? Yes, all right, yes. So what you're gonna do about it when you realize I am a strong person for your network, then you're gonna send me an email or you're gonna go on Instagram or how you're gonna connect me and make that link, or you know that I'm gonna be speaking at a next function, then you need to make the networking. And remember, you may connect with me, but already I know your name within this session, Amisha. And Amisha, would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
If I see an email from you, I am more likely to analyze it. I'm more likely to respond to you because you, in the email, you said, I was, Amisha, in the networking session and it was brilliant. and I'm making a difference. May I speak to you? This is my number. Don't I am more likely to call you back, respond to you rather than just one human from anywhere in the world or send more emails. They want to talk to me about entrepreneurship. Me, I mean, I know who you be. Don't you hear stranger danger? Don't you hear when most people growing up they say stranger danger? If you don't know me, I don't know who you are. Me not respond unless inside of your email has a strong network and you said that you're a part of Digital Foundation or somebody that I want to connect to. If the networking weak by just looking at your email, more likely I would not email you. So Mishka, you emailed me. I was in the session and you said something that. And therefore I'm more likely. Look at the second one, Mishka. I put Mishka's name right here. She didn't realize I'm going to put her name there. She's into fashion, hair, nails. Therefore, what can she give? Advice clients. So I say 8. This is she writing. And therefore, if she's doing it, she would have asked, what can she give me? She's excellent with on the street. She's telling me a whole bunch of things on the street. I don't know all of that. She has perspective as well on the street analysis. She's very good. Therefore, 6, because our fields are a little bit apart. I'm into education, music, poetry, and she's into hair, fashion. We can still connect, and therefore I scored at 6. And therefore, yes, she could give me a call. I could go on her Instagram feed and all of that. See what I'm saying? So you write it. So you know so many people. You have teachers, doctors, and each of those persons, when I say, everybody, if you write down a teacher, doctor, lawyer, and persons within your field, and I'm not limited, I'm just listing some influence and all of that. And then some of your friends, key friends, you'll realize you know a whole lot more people than to which you have been benefiting from. And especially some people always come to you for things and you have never asked them for anything in it. So it's not about using people, it's about that slogan that I talked to you about. Did you get that, Amisha? Amisha,
Yes, sir.
did you get that? Did you get this network analysis, why I set it up like this? Write who the persons are, what field they're in, what can they give you, rank it, what can you give them, rank it, and make a decision, come to a conclusion. Is it a yes or is it a no? And then action when connect with them in some way, shape, or form. Got that, Mishka? Matthew, got that? So you can do this for anything that you're about to embark on. And the slogan is, I am
I'm a world-class brand. I have something to give and receive, and let work to increase my network.
exactly. That network analysis just captures exactly what. So you're a world-class brand. You have something to give. This is why I had one column to give. You have something can receive. I put there, what can you receive? What can you give? And therefore, it's a process of the action that you're going to increase. You're going to network so as to increase your overall network. And therefore, network opportunities, here are some. UTech's own career and placement. Amisha, make sure Matthew knows your name. Matthew? Mr. Francis? Mr. Francis, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You're there?
Yes.
All right, so I am asking you to listen to the language, set up Amisha for me. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Amisha, you realize what I'm doing?
Yes, I do.
Exactly. So what is your last name? I think it was Ferguson. Let me just go back. It was Amisha Ferguson, right?
Yes, yes.
So Matthew, look out for Amisha. Any day she come up there, up by the UTech career and placement, and she want anything, make sure you set her up for me. A good student. She and she soon talk to me and all of that. Set her up. Immediately he knows your name and all of that. Looking out for you. So once your name comes up there, Matthew, if he's there, set you up. This is what we're saying. So the UTech career and placement, please make sure you are them have your name and can connect you. So if you're into forensic, give them your name, that anybody, because many people call the UTech career and placement center every single day, want job to give people jobs, want people for internship. Isn't that correct, Matthew? Matthew?
Yes, that's correct.
Exactly. And if your name is already there, then Matthew just simply connect you to the person who wants an intern for a forensic specialist for 2 months, 1 month, or they're having a conference. And even if they don't put it right there, Matthew would have had a database with a whole heap of people because he logs all the calls with the people and the emails and all of that. I remember responding to him about something, and before he could respond to me properly, he tell me, oh, I remember this, these people call and all of this, and he already, because he has a database with all of these companies who have called, he has the names, numbers, contact, and all that. So the UTech Career and Placement Center is already a networking opportunity. But if you don't look at it that way, you probably would not see it. And you're trying to write digital when highly likely the Career and Placement Center has a name and a number for somebody directly at digital, Flow, Lime, and all of the key persons, because they have an advisory board with a whole heap of top-notch professional people on it that one call can get you there, because it is fully loaded with a whole heap of talents and people and HR managers to get where you want to go. The UTech alumni has, this is one place to go as well. They have a business directory. So they have a business directory where they put out of UTech graduates, what they're doing, the numbers are there, the name of the business, email, how to contact. And I noticed they're doing a new thing these days. They are featuring a graduate. So I noticed their young man since month, they're featuring him with his new book. Similarly, they would feature your business or feature what you're good at. So already UTech alumni. So you have access to thousands of graduates from UTech who are on the alumni page. And remember, if you're a UTech student, other UTech students are more likely to support you by virtue of we came to the same university. Then I mentioned also have some key lecturers that you also ensure you know. Attend the campus conferences, any conferences see on campus when you come out, those are opportunities for networking. Go to them, ask questions, meet with the people at the end, because if you're at the conference and you stayed for the function and listen to me, I believe that you're more likely to connect with me because you valued what I'm saying, and therefore I'm more likely to talk to you because you at least listen to me. That is the price you pay, right? And there's a UTech ambassador program. If you can get onto it, Amisha, that lends itself to a whole host of opportunities as well, and networking as well, right? So, and the slogan is,
I'm a world-class brand. I have something to give and receive, and
I
network
network to increase my
my-
network. So in terms of online, as you can see, and fully aware that network events, especially in Jamaica, have been mostly physical in nature. So we meet at a physical place, and there used to be a lot more actual online, not online, but physical networking session where people get to know each other. And therefore we don't have much of that right now given the COVID pandemic because of COVID. So things have gotten online. So therefore you have to still find ways of network online. Again, similar, some things have not changed. Attend the online conferences. Same thing, there's a question and answer segment, ask question and ask to meet with persons and exchange numbers online. The other thing is the network sessions online. I have seen some of them, so you can actually attend some network sessions. But they attend the online conferences of various kinds and talk to people and look at the profile of the people. And when they give out their emails, please feel free to connect with the persons. You can also start your own networking sessions as well. Email persons, say you're at the conference and you can listen to people. Some persons will make it a little bit easier than others and you can listen to their tonality. And I think the next slide provides that. Listen to people when they'll say, here's my email, here's my number, contact me. If a person does that, Amisha, they're clearly telling you it is okay to network with me. It is okay. So it makes it easier, because some persons you have to try and pursue them. For some persons, here's my number, here's my email. And if I didn't give that, Amisha, and me, you just ask. Again, that's why I said it is very important that you get comfortable accepting the words, the answers no and yes. So you put in there, may I have your number? Yes, right there in the chat, may I get, and there's a, there's a private section that you can send a message directly to the person. Even right now, you can send me a private message just to me that I see. May I have your number? I'm Amisha Ferguson. I'm a student, want to get into the field, and I would like to discuss to see if there are any internship position at the place you are at. Here's my number, an email. May I have yours? Only 2 answers you can get in a life, by the way. Is either yes or no. Would you agree, Amisha? That is only 2 answers in this life. Amisha? Maybe is a form of no. Maybe it's a form of no. It's not, because you can't tell you no. It's not, it's in the middle. It's in the middle, you don't know what you're talking about. It's really at the end of the day, maybe for me, it's a kind of no. It's not, it's half no, half yes. And what is that? Half yes, half no. So email a person, and LinkedIn provides an excellent platform also for, if they don't reply, it's kind of a no. Yeah. And sometimes for some things, you may have to do it a few times. Go again. Sometimes they're busy. So if you get the session, if you get the email address for somebody and they give it out, of course, you need within a week, you really need to connect with people. Not sometimes same time is really good. Within 24 hours, if you get the email, send it. And if they give you the email and they don't respond within a few days, try send it again within a week. It could be that they're busy, especially if they're busy people who they don't have the time and all of that. So you don't always say that because you don't get an email. That's why they're not there. So LinkedIn. So therefore, networking online, how do you, some things to take note of? Listen to people. When they are more open to ideas, they will let you know, I'm open to suggestions. Listen, if somebody said, I am open to ideas, then if they say they're open to ideas, then, and they don't give you no email and a perfect opportunity to ask them, because if you say you're open to ideas, then how am I going to get it? You must go and give me one avenue to be open with you. Yes. So listen to people. If they're open to ideas and suggestions, then perfect opportunity. As well as feel free to send an email, because there's only 2 responses you can get. No response, don't send it back, or they respond. There's no other way. And watch their tone. If they're a bit friendly and upbeat and all of that, then you can watch their tone as a measurement. It's going to be very difficult to read, but at least you would realize they appear friendly, and you can at least use the tone to this. But Amisha is back. What if you can't read the tone? Then just take it by force. Then just send the email, because it's only yes or no you can get, or no response. Did you get that, Amisha? You dropped off a while ago. Amisha? Amisha, I'm not hearing you. So watch your tone. And the slogan is,
I'm a world-class brand. I have something to give and receive, a network to increase my network.
exactly. And therefore, I go back to something that I said some weeks ago. I thought I'll recap it in terms of networking. So what do you get from networking? Priceless information, savings, a foot in the door, leverage, savings, opportunities of many kinds like those I've been discussing. And if you start a business, you already have customers with this networking. So you can even network before, because you can already tell people that you're going to start the business next month. So you just start sensitize, and you can tell people upfront, start spread the word for me. But we do this naturally, but make it official so you can know. All right. So now this is when I want you to ask me questions. So Amelia, do you have questions for me, or it is as clear as mud? No questions?
Yeah.
Okay then. All right, let me see if there's any message right here. Okay, all right. Yes, any questions, Mishka? No question at this time. I am so vexed right now. I love when people ask me questions. I love when people ask me questions. So what is leverage? Leverage is a whole process of using something or getting something from something. It's almost like you're carving out a space for yourself, or you're analyzing something so you get something from it. So it's called leveraging. So it's a win-win, a situation that is, you're getting win-win from it. So it's called leverage. Any time or any process that you use to get something, carve something, get a win-win out of something, we call it leverage. Leverage is almost like you're pressing something to get something out of it. So the whole process of talking to the person and all, it's leveraging. I'm talking to you, we're negotiating, what you can offer, what I can offer. This is 10%. Well, if you come here, all that is leverage. So I have leverage. Leverage is one level below clout. You know, clout, because of who you are. Your Mishka is excellent at here. So therefore you have kind of clout because you can kind of command certain money because you have clout. Beyonce has clout because to get her to Jamaica, you have to come good. That's clout. Clout. Because you're darn good, you have clout. You know, a lot of people know you're an influencer. If you come to the party, if Beanie Man closes the show, more people come. That's clout. Are you getting that, Amelia?
Yes,
Did you hear that? You heard that?
yes, I heard.
The more clout you have, the more you're able to leverage something. And clout is about your competence, and this is about your brand. By virtue of brand, Amisha is a brand, and therefore can have developed clout. The better you are at something and all of that, you have clout. Out of clout gives leverage. You can leverage certain opportunities than the average person. Repeat. Okay, and therefore there's a reminder as to what Mark Zuckerberg said about networking and influencing. People influence people. Nothing influences people more than a recommendation from a trusted friend. A trusted referral influences people more than the best broadcast message. A trusted referral is the holy grail of advertising. If somebody say Mishka good, if a friend tell you Mishka good, argument done. Then have to go search and search and search. And go search now to see how good you are. But you already cut down the all of things, and the wonder if the if thing gone. I wonder if me not sure if that's gone. If you say Amisha good, then already we just go with it because a trusted friend says that. So have the best day ever. Go ahead, your final words. Go again, talk loudly. Talk loudly. So the question from Mishka near me is, what's the best advice I would give to somebody starting his or her business through the lens of networking, which is the subject of my conversation. So number one, I would go with the self. Number one, know who you are. Number one. Number two, develop the brand and the set of features and the set of products that you want to give. Number three, I would say test the waters if you're not yet ready to go full scale in terms of setting up a shop or business or online. Tease it out, ask a few persons what they think. The fourth thing I would also say, do the same thing you do for a networking, you can also do for a potential customer. Write down a list of potential customers or persons who would want what you do. And before you know it, you realize that you have way more people, a whole heap of people would want what you give and what you have to offer. So you already know you have potential customers. Then you write down also a list of potential suppliers for each of the products you will be offering. Then number six, write down the list of what I'm talking about here, networking. Who do you know who can give you, and you're referring to your hair business and all of that. Who do you know who has a similar hair salon or beauty and any product you use, who can give you information, who can give you access to furniture, who can tell you where the cheapest products are, and all of that. And then you can now look at your networking and then start the business. And then you do, of course, the legalities of the business itself. But those are some entry points into it. And you and I can talk one-on-one about that more specifically outside of this session, if you wish. All right? Yes. All right, so have the best day ever. It was, and the slogan is,
I'm a world-class brand. I have something to give and receive, a network to increase my network.
so this is something I really want you to take seriously, Amisha, Matthew, and the other persons who are listening on Mishka. Don't forget you are a world-class brand. I will even go as far as saying you came on the planet being a world-class brand. And oftentimes we make society's influence crush us to the ground and make we feel like we're nobody. But you're a world-class brand, and then you just spend time developing that brand. And therefore, because you spend some time shaping and carving out that brand, build it to the level that you have something to give, even if it's a smile. And if you have something to give, you should be also be willing to accept things. Therefore, networking is that bridge, as I said before, to help you to connect to people who have something to give and receive. And it's a win-win situation we're trying to create here. And therefore, over time, it increases your net worth. And therefore, you would have heard it said in Jamaica like this. Finish this line, Amisha. A good friend is better than
Pocket money.
Pocket money. In this case, actually, a good friend is way better than pocket money, because a good friend can give you more than pocket money in the context of networking. Because if they start to tell people they're good and more people start to come to you for your business or give you opportunity, then you can see it way better than pocket money. The idea of pocket money is that it's some small money, yeah, but good friend can give you so much more and connect you that in the future you will have pocket money on top of pocket money. You will have serious money beyond pocket money. And therefore, what we looked at today was about the whole notion of, that was about presenting it in a practical way, using that analysis of it, looking at your opportunities, looking at online, and then a few questions and answer. So I now hand over to Mr. Matthew Francis, who will close us up. Thank you very much for having me.
And thank you to Mr. Gale. It's always a pleasure having you. And thank you very much for your presentation.
Welcome.
Really insightful. And trust me, it's a lot of food for thought. And it was a lot. So I learned quite a bit. And I hope all of our other attendees as well would have learned and will take from this and apply it. So thank you as always, Mr. Gale, and it is always a pleasure.
Thank you.